Pár katona is odaveszett itt. Azt hittem ezek... Bazd meg! Azt hittem ezek keményebbek.
Is it just me, or did we agree you'd wait for my signal?
That was the plan, but...
Great shot. Good thing you reacted. Can't say how that would have ended otherwise.
At your service. It was a good fight. We managed to capture one of the scoundrels.
Let's ask him a few questions. Come on.
Wticher, a moment. I was wrong about you.
Well, had no reason to trust me, and I didn't do much to change that.
True. You are not the most endearing of men. At any rate, I see the effort you put forth. And I appreciate it. Let us go to her grace. She awaits nearby.
Not at all surprised. Expected she'd want to oversee this personally.
The master's eye fattens the calf. You're beginning to understand that, I see. This prisoner of yours, bring him to me. We must ask him some questions. Captain, do the honors.
Who sent you?
His name is Dog. They say he plowed your mother.
Once again, who sent you?
Your nun's lover. They call him...
Wait. If he doesn't wish to speak, he needn't. I can think of several other ways he can be helpful. I'm certain the Witcher will need bait to lure the beast of Beauclair.
What?
Sure can. Fresh out.
In that case, he's all yours.
Captain, have your men find me a strong rope. Kind that won't snap when we hang this fellow from a tree.
Rope?
Live bait. Great for monsters, provided they catch the scent of its blood. But I'll see to that.
What? No. Crikey, no! Don't let him!
Stop screaming. Save your strength. Got a long night ahead of you.
No! Don't let him! I'll talk!
Barrels. Where were you gonna take them?
I don't know.
Captain, need that rope after all.
I truly don't know. Hornet's the leader, only he ever knew where to go. But he lies over there, dead. That one. The first barrel went to a warehouse at the port. But where this one was bound, I don't know. I speak true. You must believe me.
Who hired you?
He'll kill me.
Oughta be worried about me right now. Who is he?
Go on, man. Spit it out.
The Cintrian. That is what they call him. I've never seen him, but I know he mustered the men for this caper. That's what they said, that we were working for the Cintrian. I don't know anything else. I swear it.
Take him away. Throw him in the dungeon. He shall await trial there. Captain, we ride to town. Gather your men and seek out the Cintrian. Someone else must have seen him, must know of him.
Hát én azért összeszedném a lootot.
I'll report to the palace as soon as I learn anything.
I shan't return to the palace. Our mission has not yet ended. The Witcher and I will await you at the guard post near the port.
Ott találkozunk, baszod. Én
I'll
összeszedem a
join you.
lootot.
We'll meet there.
We shall await your arrival.
Azt a kurva, jön ám a szint. Na, menjünk csak lefelé. 1200! Oh, szép. Hű, barátom! Összedek én mindent, mert kell a lótyi. Nagyon sok pénz fog kelleni ide még. Azt hittem már, hogy nem fog kellene zsé, aztán nem a francot, nem több, mint valaha. Úgyhogy... Még a fákját is eloltom. Itt is van egy... Na, mennyi helyem is maradt? Ó, van még egy szerásik hely. Oké. Kaját ezt közben tolni kell. Jaj, mi van még itt? Ó. Nagyon fasza. Van itt mindenféle jó. Na, szerintem most van az, hogy mehetünk. Oké. Wticheres. Na nézzük. Itt van egy útjelzőnk, úgyhogy hamar odaérünk szerintem. Gyere csak ide, paci. Kíváncsi leszek, hogy ki a megbízó. A szintre az Nilfgaardi terület, nem? Elvileg. Na nézzük. Ezt itt meg kiderítjük, aztán lassan meg vége lesz a mainak. Erre kellene fog 2 pont még, és akkor be is rakom majd a mérgezésnek a helyére. Plusz damage-ért természetesen, mert miért ne? Na, meg is jöttünk. Oké. Egyre durvább XP-ket adnak egyébként itt.
Her Grace awaits inside.
Here at last. We lack only Damien now. I'm worried something might have happened to him.
Captain seems like a man who can take care of himself.
Perhaps he can, but this Sintrian appears to be no common bandit. He managed to steal ducal wine from under my guardsman's noses. We only learned of it through a fortunate coincidence. And it was he who specified the victims for the vampire. One must be exceptionally confident to blackmail such a monster.
Still don't know this Sintrian's behind the kidnapping and blackmail. Might have just handled the theft of the wine.
Even if it's so, he then sold the wine to the blackmailers. As I see it, that makes him an accomplice.
Need to find the Sintrian, whether or not he's responsible for the murders. Even if none of it's his doing, he could still know our blackmailer's identity. Besides, it's one thing to know who ordered the killings. Other thing entirely, and just as important, is why they... Someone's coming.
Captain, why so long? We expected you hours ago.
This Sintrian does not work alone. We are fighting an organization, not one man. Bandits attacked us, not a small force either. One of my boys has a broken arm, another a shattered knee, lamed for life. And the word on the street is there's a hefty bounty on your head, Geralt.
Used to it. Not the first time I've been hunted.
Must you always? Now, the port warehouse where the wine was delivered, we identified it, then learned who had hired it out. This proved to be a beggar, a stand-in. We found him. He admitted all. A man had paid him to sign the lease, a man he met while begging outside the pheasantry. There, fate lent us a hand. A waitress recalled spilling wine on a nobleman who spoke with a Cintrian accent.
What did he look like?
Her description was not helpful. Handsome, well-dressed, with a beard. No distinguishing marks. This could be anyone. But she remembered his female companion very well, as she recognized her. On the Cintrian's arm was Cecilia Bellant.
The singer. I've heard of her. She's said to be gifted. Fairy.
The same. We went to her home immediately. Cecilia was not there, but we questioned her servants. A chambermaid claimed Cecilia is to meet a Cintrian gentleman tonight. She'd invited him to a reception mounted by the Mandragora.
The Mandragora? What's that?
A club. An affiliation of local artists. Painters, sculptors, troubadours and dancers.
Never heard of it.
They exude mystique. Consciously, I think. Behaving like an exclusive cabal. Artistic elites. Every now and again they mount soirees. Only wealthy patrons are invited. All arrive in elaborate masks, then drink and flirt.
Gotta nab the Cintrian. Seems we have to go to that get-together.
You read my mind, Witcher. I shall gather my men, surround the establishment. Not a mouse will squeeze through.
Out of the question. If the Cintrian truly does have men about the city, he will find out and escape once again.
Duchess is right. Need to be careful. Best go there, blend in with the crowd.
Precisely what we shall do.
We, Your Grace.
Geralt and I. In that sort of company, the Witcher could use my help.
Where's the event gonna be held?
The Mandragora always assembles at the same place, a residence in Wticher. It's a very distinguished district. Geralt, you must don appropriate attire. Then meet me in Wticher, in Mountebank Alley.
Nekem kezd gyanús lenni egyébként az a gárdista is. De aztán lehet, hogy csak az én elvetemült elmém miatt van ez.
Just in case.
Na mindegy, nézzük csak. Ó, bazd meg. Be kell öltöznöm megint bohócnak. Tegyünk a kedvére kisasszonynak. Szórakoztok? A marha. Ilyen sprintet lekent. Az ráadásul nevesített is volt.
Didn't look like locals. Damien's right. I'm a hunted man.
Az igen, jó kis kép. Jó hülyék voltak ezek is. Esélyük nincs. Na, kikbe fogok belerohanni legközelebb.
Jackass!
Kíváncsi vagyok, hogy milyen ruhát kapunk az esthez. Aha. Jó, hogy itt hagyták nekem azért cuccot, vagy nem?
Sacre bleu. It's a crime. You're from the north. That's painfully clear.
Tehát meg lesz szó.
There is no excuse. There is but the need to outfit you anew. My salon stands open. Please come in.
Csú, kíváncsi vagyok, ez mennyibe fog fájni. Ó. Ha már itt vagyunk. Ha már itt
In the mood
vagyunk.
for a round of Gwent?
Úgyis ki akartam próbálni a szörnypaklit. Úgyhogy csináljuk is azzal. Azt mondja, hogy ez biztos, hogy kicserélem. Ez a megkeres, ez jó, az külön. Kártya, az is. Azt mondja, az egyik banyát is lecserélem. És akkor itt tudok húzni egy csomót. Na nézzük. Ez meg már most kémkedik. Nagyon fasza. Passzolj le. Úgy is van. Így legalább nem veszítettem csak 2 lapot. És ő is. Viszont nyert plusz 4-et. Ja, és én jövök, mi? Aha. Egyelőre várunk. Azt nem tudom, ez mit csinál, ezt megnézem, mert soha nem láttam még ezt a lapot. Legerősebb távolsági egységeit. Aha. Egységének összesített ereje 10 vagy több. Ó, ez nagyon jó lap, ez nagyon fasza. Kezdjünk el tuningolni egy kis ilyet. Távolság, na ott is vagyunk. Kivárok ezzel a lappal, aztán egybe letakarítom az egészet. Ez nagyon durva lesz. Na majd most jön a tuti. 6-os. Jöhetnek a banyák. Úgy. Szétszedlek. Szétszedlek. Rakhatna meg távolságira. Egy is jó. Eljövök. Miért nem... Azért nem számít távolságinak katapult, vagy mi? Na menjetek a vérbe, bazd meg. Na így is jó, csak ez érdekes. Na ez meg volt. Ifjú berserker, fasza. Nézzük meg akkor a öltönyöket. Nincs rá pénz. Faszom. Ja, de lesz. Megoldjuk. Eladom azt a sok szart. Ez mi volt? Hol lootoltam én ilyet? Új holt páncél. Jól szarok rá, na. Tuszán lovag páncél. Ilyenem meg már volt, mert egy ki van állítva otthon. 96. Azt mondja, hogy 64. Na, vegyünk valami tutit. Ez jól néz ki. 3 tizér. Ez is a legdrágább. Vegyük. Egyszer kell hozzá valami kurva elegáns csizma. Meg valami nadrág. Na, be is vásároltunk. Kibaszott maszkabára. Van ilyen foltest királyos maszkom, majd ezt felveszem hozzá. Na menjünk a vérbe.
Thanks. I think that's all I need for now.
Ever your servant, sir.
Na, át is öltözök. Ó, de nagyon cuki vagyok.
Am I invisible?
Csak útközben ne találkozzak most egyetlen ilyen támadóval se. Leböknek, mint a malacot. Kardokat meg a nyílpuskát azért fent hagyom. Inkább mentek egyet.
Do I ever feel like doing absolutely nothing?
Na, meg is jöttünk.
Late. Why does that not surprise me?
Valamivel később. Few hours later. Oha.
Well. I did not expect you to have such a sense of style. Not all bad. Nothing like a budding artist, of course, but... Just one other detail. Here, put it on.
Kapok tőle a maszkot.
All who attend the Mandragora soiree wear them. If you have one on, no one asks who you are.
Megy a rucimhoz. Na.
Any idea why they wear masks?
Likely because they imagine it oh so very romantic and mysterious. The truth is far simpler. This way, no one can tell which drunken aristocrats are pinching the performers.
Let's go. Soiree's started.
Wise of you to hide your weapons. They'd not have let us in otherwise, that's certain.
Na hát.
How do we find the Cintrian? Have you a plan?
Key is not to spook him. Need to ask after his partner, Cecilia, first. Less likely to raise suspicions. As soon as we find her, we find him. Especially since he might be expecting us.
What do you mean?
Ran into some of his thugs in town. Knew who I was. Had it in for me.
Right. Right you are. We must proceed with caution. Come, it's our turn.
Madame, Monsieur, an extraordinary pleasure to welcome you to the Mandragora's soiree. Tonight, I particularly recommend you direct your attention to the performances prepared by artists of our community.
Tell us about these performances.
This evening, the Mandragora has the honor to present 3 superb displays of artistry. The first was a concert by Cecilia Belont, a singer whose voice, were it stone, would surely be a diamond. Sadly, Mademoiselle Cecilia has sung.
Shame. We would have loved to hear her.
Luckily, you are in time to see the great Calesti, a master of visual illusions, come to us from far off Afir.
Visual illusions. Interesting. And the third artist?
The third and fourth, for they are a duo, are the Tuven brothers, presenting their newest pantomime.
We were really hoping to meet Cecilia Belant.
You are admirers, I surmise. I'm certain you will have ample opportunity to converse with her.
It cannot be easy to identify anyone in this crowd. Perhaps you could help us find her.
I don't know where she is now, but I can give you a clue.
Let's hear it.
Seek the Kaveri orchid.
Meaning?
Cecilia wears one in her hair. You shall recognize her easily by the orchid.
Well, well. Dandelion's always complaining about artists being poor as temple mice.
The residence belongs to none of them. They are guests here. Oriana, she owns this. Woman in the black dress. There, on the balcony.
Got her. Doesn't wear a mask?
It would be pointless. All would know her anyway.
Kaveri Orchid. Let's look for it. If we find Cecilia, we'll find the Cintrian.
Nem tudom, mi azt, hogy nem enged rögtön menteni. Na, mi az a másodlagos küldi? Vegyüljek el. Hát, megyek, ezt vegyülök. Az igen. Lejöttem rendesen. Ki vagy te? Micsoda? Ja, vegyek fel néhány festékbombát. Igen, és most? Dobálj festékbombákat, hogy művész. Énet kiteljesedjen. Édes faszom, ezt a marhaságot. Na. Mi az a kék? Aha, mi van még? Lila. Hú, bazd meg.
It's not a landscape, you pleb. It's a manifestation of the man's soul.
Oké.
Or a deeply internalized fear.
Na és azzal mi van? Na mindegy, zöld. Azt a marhaságot, baszki.
It's obvious. It represents transgression in its purest form.
Itt van még a piros.
Voila! Fine. Allow me a moment to ponder. My appraisal? The painting depicts spiritual dualism. A continual battle between good and evil.
Ez nagyon szar volt.
Oh yes, that's him all right. Good versus evil. The dualistic nature of man.
And defiance.
Na és itt mi van? Ja, itt lehet piálni.
Absinthe, the preferred hooch of artists.
Careful, it packs a pretty powerful punch.
I've built up a pretty powerful
Ja,
resistance.
rájöttem, bassza meg. Mindegy, vegyülgessünk egy kicsit. Az igen. Jó pofa volt. Na, hol lehet itt lemenni? Ja, itt oldalt kell, na mindegy, menjünk itt oldalt. Nem, erre küld. Akkor megyünk erre. Megcsinálom ezeket a szarokat a mellék küldi miatt.
Look at the mage. I believe he's casting spells.
Yeah, we'll see.
És ezzel mit kell csinálni? Jó néz ki. Megnéztük ezt is.
How beautiful.
Ja, a csaj még leragadt itt. Na, gyere már.
Dolphins, that is no ordinary illusion. The man is a true artist.
Impressive.
Look, lanterns. They say releasing them brings good
Na,
luck.
itt mi történik?
Fine. Let's give it a try.
Never suspected you believed in such things.
Fel se tűn nekik, baszki, hogy kézzel gyújtottam meg. Az igni. Alá gyújtok az összesnek. Na, igazából ennyi volt, megcsináltuk a kiegészítő küldit. Úgyhogy most jöhet a többi. Csak hogy teljesét tegyem a repertoárt. Na, azt mondja, hogy körülnézek. Csak nem itt. Menjek kifelé, asszony, ide később jövünk. Mecénás, nem? Mi van itt, basz? Itt a csaj, ott van a hajában a virág.
Do not disturb. Shoo, shoo.
It's the right flower.
Of course it is. A Koviri orchid lends just the right contrast to her complexion.
Need to talk to your model. It'll only take a minute.
To me?
Lie still. You may speak, but for love's sake, do not move.
Wow. Impressive portrait.
I know the style, the stroke. This is Dorian Velez.
The gracious lady has heard of me?
I've heard Anna Henrietta herself wished you to paint her portrait once.
At one point, the palace chamberlain even wrote to me, but alas, ultimately refused my terms.
Mesztelenül mi?
What was the matter?
When he learned I only ever paint nudes, he severed all contact. He said he would not dare offend her illustrious highness with such a proposition. I've always longed to paint her. Such a shame.
I think you may still get your chance.
Kis rafinált.
We came here to meet you, specifically.
To meet me? But why?
Centrian noble you came here with. Wanted to ask you about him.
Centrian noble. Ah, you must think I'm Cecilia.
Orchid confused me.
I told you not to move!
As she concluded her performance, Cecilia tossed the flower into the crowd. I caught it, but I did see the nobleman.
Really like to talk to him. What did he look like?
Like many here. Tall, dark, masked.
Know where he might be now?
He gave Cecilia a small gift, a heart-shaped box. Then they strolled off together towards the refreshment tables.
Excuse me, madame, monsieur. I cannot work like this. You must leave now.
Ha tudná, hogy kinek parancsolt. Na, ez a része megvan. Nézzünk körülem itt. Na szóval kell, hogy legyen itt nekünk. Aha, itt egy lant.
Someone left their loot behind. Looks a little like dandelions.
This was scratched. Someone beat him with it once.
Empty heart-shaped box. Cecilia must have left it behind.
Looks like it held a flask of perfume. Gift from the Cynthia, I imagine.
Scent still hangs in the air. Let's follow it.
Megvan a parfüm, mehetünk utána. Jaj, ne toljál, köszi.
It's very
Bloody colorful, that's what.
ignorant.
Na, meg is vagyunk szerintem. Ja nem, még nem.
Trust me. He promised me he'd meet with you.
Na, ezek már bementek ide. Van testőr. Úgyhogy lesz egy kis ökölharcunk szerintem.
Sorry, only artists in the Mandragora allowed.
Come, we must consider what to do.
I'd recognize that voice anywhere.
You must be mistaking me for someone else.
I served 15 years in the palace. Your Grace, I'd not mistake you for anyone.
Shh! Not so loud. We are here incognito, on state business.
Yes, Your Grace. How may I serve?
I hope we can count on your discretion.
Of course. I shall be silent as the grave.
Looking for Cecilia Bellant. Seen her?
She's in her dressing room, where she went with a nobleman. They clearly were drawn to each other.
What did the man look like?
Tall, broad-shouldered, a black beard peeping out from under his mask, and he spoke with a foreign accent, a drawl.
Szintrai lesz.
That must be him. We must get to the dressing room, quickly.
Yes, Your Grace. I'll take you.
No, stay here. Anyone tries to flee, you stop them.
Understood.
Quickly, upstairs.
Ja, te menj előre, persze. Na most melyik az? Ja, itt ez az. Kinyírta a csajt.
That must be Cecilia.
No pulse. We're too late.
He slit her throat. The brute.
Didn't go out the door. Guard would have noticed. Might still be somewhere here.
You must find him before he harms another. I shall alert Oriana at once. She should bring her soirée to a close.
Shouldn't split up.
Geralt, I will be fine. Go after that rogue. I shall fetch help.
Igen, ezt már ismerem.
Killed her, then went out on the balcony.
Ezért viszik a menthetőt.
it's his. Tore down the door, made a platform. Clever. Must be pretty strong, too.
Itt van.
Broke the flower pot when moving the door, then stepped in the soil. Footprints, made by soiled boots. Must have climbed this ladder. Could still be here. Need to stay alert. Smashed mirror. Someone crashed into it hard, then sank to the floor.
Ez is lehet, hogy vámpír lesz.
Bloodstains. Links of a snapped chain. Jewel must have been on it. Precious stone. Bloody fingerprint on it. Thief came for this, must have. Tiny chain links next to it. From a snapped necklace? Seems there was a struggle. Jewelry box. Lock's busted. Picked open, probably. Empty inkwell. Knocked over, turned toward the room. Looks valuable, but it's not what he came for.
Na fene. Lehet, hogy lesz egy rejtett
Blood on
ajtónk.
the window frame. Someone climb out? Fall out? Sconce is bent, smeared with blood. Someone try to grab it?
Na mit nem vettem még észre? Ja, itt van egy... mi ez? Tőr. Aha, ezzel vágták el a torkát is
richly
csajnak.
ornamented. Used during the fight, probably. Jewel was in the box, it seems. Centurion tried to steal it, but someone got in his way. They fought, struggled, that's clear. Ended with one of them flying out the window. Fall had to have killed them. Jewel's still here, though, so our Centurion must have been the flyer.
Vagy nem.
So, this is the tracker. A Witcher, yes?
Indeed, this is him. We found the body together. Then he set off in pursuit of the killer.
And ended up here, but I've only found evidence of a fight. Seems the Centurions killed his last. Finally failed this time. Shame it happened too late for Cecilia.
Poor girl. Always told her she chose her males badly. But I would never have suspected she could arrive with a murderer. I'll alert the staff. Have them see to her body at once. Meanwhile, we should sit. I will tell you everything, in full detail.
Amit lehetett, el is loptunk.
I caught him red-handed, attempting to burgle, rifling through my possessions.
What did you do? Summon the guards?
There was no time. I feared he'd escape, refused to give him the chance. He stood with his back to me, so I attacked. He struck his head on a picture frame as we struggled. He was bleeding, dazed, and then he drew a knife. Everything happened very quickly then. I knocked the weapon out of his hand and pushed him hard. He
Fell out of the window.
just so.
None too wise picking a fight with an armed robber.
Why? Because I'm a woman, in a frock rather than plate. I can take care of myself, I assure you. A hairpin might look like mere ornament, but plunged into an eye, it can be as effective as a blade.
Claim the man was trying to rob you when you walked into the room?
Yes. He stood over my dressing table, poring through my jewelry.
Mm-hmm. After this is my guess. Picked it up while searching.
Why, that's the heart of Toussaint. Oriana, how did you ever come to have it?
I bought it, many years ago, from a young woman.
Jewel seems important. Why?
The heart is an heirloom. It belonged to my family for years. Then it disappeared. I didn't think we would ever recover it.
Seems someone is very determined to find it. The thief left his tool bag behind. Found this drawing inside it. Look.
The heart of Toussaint. Representation's pretty faithful. Centurion must have been on a job. Got very clear instructions what to look for.
So it is not him we seek, but his employer. Is this the only evidence we found?
Also happened on the weapon he attacked Oriana with. Hunting knife. Used to skin game. Got an emblem on its hilt.
This crest is used by the lords of Duntine. The present master of the castle is a passionate hunter. Our next lead, perhaps.
Duntine. Remember the place. Abandoned ruin just a few years ago.
More recently, the family's last heir, Roderick, returned to his ancestral seat and restored the castle.
Know any more about this Roderick?
His grandfather was an advisor to Queen Ademarta. The family received those lands as a grant for his service. Roderick is quite the recluse. He avoids society, preferring the company of a small team of knights, though the latter term is imprecise, as they seem more akin to vandals with crests on their shields.
Oriana, everything we discussed here, hope you'll keep it to yourself. Counting on it, in fact. Word gets out he, failed in his attempt to steal the jewel. His employer could run. We need to proceed cautiously.
Discretion is in the interest of us all. I'll not ask what this is about, just as I expect not to be troubled about it again. By anyone.
Forgive me, Madam Oriana, but might I have a word?
You must excuse me a moment.
Jó összetett quest amúgy. Szerteágazó. Szeretem az elnyomozós dolgokat.
Any thoughts?
Few make me feel awkward, but in her presence, I sense anxiety, discomfort.
The drawing. It's on the same type of paper the victims' names were written on. Drawn with the same ink, too. Seems the work of our blackmailers.
Who were not only behind the beast's murders, but also stole the Son Real and sought to steal the heart of Toussaint.
Look, the wine, the jewel, both tied to you intrinsically. Coincidence? Not something I'm willing to believe. Worried about one thing. That somewhere at the end of this scheme, plan might call for an attempt on your life.
It could be something else altogether. My sister, Siana, might be among the schemers. She left court when we were children. My parents banished her from the duchy. I've not seen her since.
What did your sister do to get banished?
Siana was cursed.
Parents run afoul of some mage?
No. She was born at an inopportune moment. They said she was touched by the curse of the Black Sun. Geralt, is it true? Can an individual be evil because they were born during the wrong lunar phase?
Could be the case. Could also be because they were treated like lepers from birth. Isolated, prodded, ostracized. Couldn't have had it easy, Siana.
She was angry at the whole world. She felt inferior, felt pain, though she masked this with confidence, arrogance even. She could also be cruel at times. I recall one such situation. She persuaded Cedric the Coolbird that she could see the future in her dreams. We were children, and Cedric's brother was smitten with me. It was an innocent childhood crush. Sienna knew of it. She told Cedric of a dream she had had, that he would die at the hands of his own brother. Cedric stole his father's sword and killed his brother. She destroyed 2 lives with a prank. Cedric mourns to this day. In the end, they forced her to leave the palace. A decade passed. More. I've missed her terribly since.
Think your sister might be involved? Why?
You see, I recall her always being rather possessive, throwing jealous fits if I had something she didn't.
Here, that's normal for sisters. Rivalry.
True. I suppose I gave as good as I got. There are times I miss that very much. The wine, its theft, was the first clue. That's very much like her. She always did enjoy stealing my toys, but I grew almost certain when I saw the heart of Toussaint. Sienna received it from father as a gift. At a time when my parents thought of her as but an ill-behaved little girl, someone wanted some of my wine. The same someone ordered our family jewels stolen, or recovered. It's my sister. It must be.
A fallen princess satisfying whims, going after lost luxuries? Could be right.
Your mission has gained new import. You must go to Dun Tyne, and if Sienna is there, you must find her. No matter what she did, she is not to be harmed in any way, shape, or form. You must make sure of that.
I'll find her if she's there.
I hope you do. I very much wish to talk to her. Sister to sister.
Your Grace, Geralt, I'd like to introduce...
Regis! What a surprise! I had no idea you were in Beauclair. And this is...
My very dear friend, Detlaf van der Eretain, an arrival from Nazaire.
We are lending our combined resources to the Witcher's hunt.
Ah, yes.
Fordulat,
Splendid.
fordulat.
But why are you here at Oriana's?
They came to pay me a surprise visit, so I invited Regis in for a glass of wine. We've known each other for... ages. Literally.
Mind a hárman vámpírok, vagy mi?
Witcher, I hear you know Regis too. Even that you are friends.
Few I can rely on like I can on Regis. Kinda hoping he thinks the same of me.
Curious. It seems opposites really do attract.
Don't be fooled, dear. Geralt has many merits. He merely hides them from the world very diligently.
You said you're both aiding him with his contract. It involves the Beast of Beauclair, I suspect. Master Witcher, maybe you could satisfy my curiosity. What's it like going toe-to-toe with a monster, knowing you've only 2 options, to kill or be killed?
Despite what you might have heard, I don't lunge at every monster I see sword in hand. Talking gets the job done for some.
I wonder what a monster might have to say to you.
It might want to apologize.
My word. For what might a monster wish to apologize to a Witcher?
For killing. Though at times there is no choice, when loved ones are at risk and require protection.
Same as humans. Put them in that situation, they'll kill too.
You understand this. It must be why you and Regis are friends. If I understand you correctly, you would rather help a monster than kill it.
If possible, yeah. Or at least try.
Enough about the Witcher trade for now. Regis mentioned you come from Nazaire. I spent time there as a child.
Fond memories?
It was wonderful. I was positively entranced by the land's fashions. Deep-cut dresses I found most fascinating.
I believe we're running short on wine. I should go to the cellar, bring another bottle.
Let me go. Wanna help, Regis? Know your wine a lot better than I know mine.
We shall return forthwith.
An exceptional conversation, don't you think? Vampires, a Witcher,
And the Duchess of Toussaint? My.
Highly exceptional, Regis. Wanted to talk to you in private. You crazy bringing Detloff here?
Geralt, allow me to explain.
No, let me explain. He's dangerous, and you are gonna watch him.
But that is precisely what I'm doing. Detlaff believes you'll succeed in your task, and he'll not need to kill anymore.
That is, not until he gets his hands on the men who kidnapped his Renner.
Guessing it's no accident you two stopped by.
It would be quite some coincidence indeed. No, a dutiful little bird told us.
Mm-hmm. Oriana. She really your friend? Can she be trusted?
I met her years ago, before I met you, and before she settled in Beauclair. We'd not seen one another in... I can't begin to tell you in how long.
But I shall tell you all about her some other day.
Now listen close. Managed to learn where the blackmailers are. They're based at Duntine Castle.
That's splendid news. If they are there, Renner must be there as well.
Duchess expects we'll find her long-lost sister there too. Thing is, she might be involved. Could be behind the blackmailing.
Do you mean to say your task now is to extract 2 women from the castle?
Mean to say we can't breathe a word of this to Detloff, who wants revenge above all else.
Geralt, you must trust me. I've got away with...
No, Regis. Can't risk it. Gotta keep Detloff here while I go to Duntine.
Alone?
Alone. That way I can make sure neither woman will come to any harm.
I hope you know what you're doing. Fine. I shall see to Detloff. Good luck, my friend.
Splendidly, Detlaff. Ah, I'm grateful you brought back those memories. You're back. It took you long enough.
Contrary to what common folk believe, choosing a wine is not nearly as easy as it might seem. Especially a wine to be served to 2 exquisite ladies.
Regis, gallant as ever. I regret all the more that I shan't finish the second bottle with you. Duty calls.
Your Grace, always a pleasure.
I thank you for your help. It's been invaluable. Geralt, will you see me out? You have exceptional friends. This Detlaff, an intriguing man to say the least.
Don't know him too well. He say much about himself?
Not much, but I've a good sense of the true nature of those I meet. I'd not survive a week at court otherwise.
So what's his?
Sensitive, sad. He carries within him the weight of a terrible tragedy. He is a good man, but lost, which is why he comes across as grim.
Didn't expect the evening to end like this.
Neither did I. But I have not drawn you out for a romantic stroll. I wish to make certain you know what you are to do.
Mm-hmm. Gotta go to Duntine.
I've decided my guardsmen will support you. You will meet them at Count Delacroix' mill. It stands along the Saône-Retour River, near the Cockatrice Inn. Captain de la Tour and his men will await you there at midnight. You shall storm the castle together.
Hát, ezt soha nem szeretem, hogyha NPC-k is kísérnek. Állandóan csak útba vannak. Gondoltam. Jön a szintész nélkül. 1200 TP. Ez komoly. Na, megvan minden. Visszapattintjuk a páncélt. Zsír. Annyi srácok, hogy itt befejezzük most a streamet, és holnap fogjuk folytatni. Maradjon holnapra is még valami. Nézzem, hogy hova kell menni, attól függetlenül nem is messze, jó, szuper. Csinálok itt egy mentést akkor. Na és akkor köszönöm szépen, hogy ma is itt voltatok, és kis figyelemmel kísértétek ezt a kis mutatványt. Nem tudok beszélni, már késő van. Várlak titeket akkor holnap is sok szeretettel, és akkor együtt folytatjuk a végigjátszást. Még egyszer köszönjük, hogy itt voltatok. Jó éjszakát, szép álmokat nektek, sziasztok!